Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Cynical. Welcome back to another video. I wanted to provide you guys with another update towards the situation that went down at the Second Breath concert last night, where of course Tetsuya Nomura made a slightly concerning comment about Kingdom Hearts overall, and that apparently something happened last year, a certain event or a certain incident. Now, obviously, right now we have really no idea what he's talking about. This is pretty much all he said at last night's event was that there was something that happened last year that has affected the Kingdom Hearts series. If you guys haven't caught that first video, please be sure to do so. I wanted to follow up and give you guys a slight update on this to provide a more accurate translation of what was said at the concert. And thanks to Audrey right here, who has done a great job over the years at providing more accurate, concise English translations of certain things that are said by Square Enix at these Japanese events. It sort of builds us maybe a better idea as to what is potentially going on. So Nomura said that last year after the Kingdom Hearts event, there was something that happened that determined the direction of the Kingdom Hearts series. Again, following up with that Shimamura context, what happened? Reaction that looks like, but it must be alright now. Nomura turning to Shimamura, oh, you didn't know. Shimamura in absolute confusion. Nomura then mentioning, I'll tell you backstage. She goes on to better explain the comment that Abo left, mentioning the, I guess, reaction of the audience as well as Nomura when mentioning this comment. She mentioned, Abo says based on the expression and reactions from both, it seems there was something crazy in a good way that happened, and now it's all apparently alright, perhaps given the okay. She mentions the above in parentheses is just my assumptions, as I wasn't there at the concert today. I went to the one yesterday, so I'm not sure the exact context of what happened. However, based on the Japanese fans' reaction on Twitter, it doesn't seem to be a bad thing. But the mention that something last year happened in regards to the actual direction of the Kingdom Hearts series. Now, there's obviously a lot of assumptions that are circulating right now, especially over on Twitter since this news dropped. I think the biggest one that is currently going around right now is the idea that Disney is dropping Kingdom Hearts, basically meaning the removal of Disney from the Kingdom Hearts series. So let's just quickly talk about that one. That is absolutely wild. Kingdom Hearts is, without a doubt, Disney's most successful video game, period. And of course, most popular. Kingdom Hearts is an iconic video game, and there would never ever be a situation where Disney just suddenly decide to drop the franchise and give all rights to that of Square Enix so that it can then evolve into its own original property outside of Disney, basically abandoning all Disney connection to the game. I think we know this by now, but just to kind of reiterate, Kingdom Hearts is through and through 100% a Disney game. It is Disney owned. Disney, at the end of the day, are the big dogs that decide exactly what happens with the game. They look over everything, fine check everything, provide certain guidelines for Square Enix in regards to exactly what happens with the series. Of course, Tetsuya Nomura is the creative director of the game in itself and obviously writes the story, but all of that is fine proof. It's checked by Disney to ensure it matches the sort of thing that they're wanting. So there isn't 100% creative freedom when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, though it seems like Disney is sort of loosening those restrictions over time, and I think this is in part due to Disney finally realizing that Kingdom Hearts is a massive series. There's a lot of potential there, especially money-making potential, but one way or another, Disney fine check everything. It is a Disney-owned property. They're not going to just suddenly drop Kingdom Hearts, and we'll never see a version of Kingdom Hearts that does not have Disney attached to it. Like, I find it genuinely hilarious that there are people thinking like, oh, okay, yeah, no, Kingdom Hearts is taking its own direction now. Donald and Goofy are going to be replaced by Gabby the dog and Daniel the duck. Mickey is now known as Michael Mouse. We now have Marianne to replace Maleficent and Paul to replace Pete. All brand new Square Enix characters to replace that of the Disney characters. Now, I think the number one thing to keep in mind here in regards to this whole situation is that if this was a terrible incident, something that is massive, something that is going to maybe impact the development of the game, delay the game, something in the realm of being absolutely god-awful, I really don't think that Tetsuya Nomura would actually take to the stage to publicly announce something like this. There is a part of me that does feel like Tetsuya Nomura right here is, in a way, possibly teasing or hinting towards something. What's interesting too is he was meant to actually more so elaborate on what he mentioned here, but unfortunately didn't have time to do so, so I do think at a later date we will find out exactly what he's talking about in the way of whatever ended up happening last year to determine the direction of the series. This seems like a pretty massive development though, and it makes me think it's got something to do with potentially using more of Disney's IPs outside of classic Walt Disney or Disney Pixar. Because again, we do pretty much know at this point that Star Wars, it looks like from that Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. But also, what about Marvel? Could this possibly be the acquisition of Square Enix and Kingdom Hearts being able to actually involve Marvel into Kingdom Hearts 4 and the series going forth? Is this the complete open creative freedom towards being able to use the outside properties that Disney own? However, looking more towards the negative realm side of things, I would hate a situation where it's like Nomura and the team do have the story laid out and certain developments already developed in regards to Kingdom Hearts 4's narrative, looking mainly towards everything that happens in Quadratum, the, I guess, injection of ideas from Final Fantasy Versus 13 into Kingdom Hearts 4, and suddenly, sometime last year, Disney turned around and said, actually no, this is not all good. We do not want the story going in this direction. There is A, B, C, and D that you cannot include in the game, causing some kind of narrative rewrite. This is like worst case scenario. Again, I want Tetsuya Nomura to have as much creative freedom as he can, and especially when looking at this new saga with where the story is currently at, the injection of Yozora, Quadratum, brand new characters and ideas that have stemmed from Nomura's original vision of Final Fantasy Versus 13. Keep it, of course, classic Kingdom Hearts, but this whole new take, this bold new breath of fresh air is something I'm personally looking really forward to, and would hate the idea of Disney actually halting that and sort of forcing the team to take a set direction, one they have to stick very closely to. Whatever this might be though, it certainly is something that is going to impact the future of the Kingdom Hearts series, and hence, because of that, it makes me think that it is perhaps something that has maybe allowed the team to do something new, something that they've never done before with Kingdom Hearts going forward for the future of the series, which again leads me to think Marvel, leads me to think Star Wars, and also then leads me to think, because he publicly announced this, it is some sort of tease of sorts and isn't the sort of bad news we're perhaps thinking about. If you kind of think about it, it just would be totally unprofessional to just randomly take to stage to be like, hey fellas, we got some bad eggs cooking. The situation of Yoko Shimomura not knowing though is a little bit suspect, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what unravels from this situation. However, guys, just a update towards this situation. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Socials are also in the description down below. For that being said, I'm Cynical, and have yourselves a fantastic day. We'll talk very soon.